making it all the way to the national championship game. Their head coach, John Beilein, about to address the media.
I'd like to begin with an opening statement, and then we'll open the floor for questions.
Thank you. Yeah, it is great to be here this year. It's wonderful to see this. I've been in 12 years in the league and watching this league continue to grow, and I think we're in for a heck of a year. We all know, and it's well documented, we had 4 teams in last year, and there was a reason for that. Is that we are a very young league, and we have teams that have almost everybody back that are going to be terrific. They're not going to be the 10th or 11th team in this league like some of you project. They're really good, and it's going to be a dogfight the whole year long. I think the league is as balanced as it's ever been, maybe more than it's ever been, and it's going to lead to a lot of excitement all across Big Ten country and around the country as well.
Thank you, Coach. We'll open the floor up for questions.
Brian Gillis, SB Nation. Hey, Coach, in addition to the scoring, all the production on the court, you really lost the heart of your team with Muhammad, with Mo, and Duncan moving on. I know it's an issue every year in college basketball, but is it more of a challenge for you this year to find that blend of leadership, that voice in the locker room after losing so many great veteran players?
I think it's more than just the players. It's the style that we could play with those guys. We had a guy, Muhammad Ali, had 135 assists and 35 turnovers. I mean, he led the country in that category. And you have a shooting big that can make 69 threes. It changes everything. So I think it's that, and Duncan Robinson, who allowed us to play 4-on-4. So it's not just that, the style that we're going to have to play. We got to adapt again, and we had to adapt last year midway through the season. We had to adapt to some things. So again, I think it's what I love. Embracing change and trying to change your team for both offensively and defensively, what can work. I think we have a chance to be a good defensive team again, but I think offensively we're a work in progress.
Fourth round.
Eli Herskovich with 670 the score. John, you kind of alluded to this in the last point, but 2 years ago your offensive efficiency was top 5, and last year your defensive efficiency was top 5. So what's the key to adjusting, towards leaning on defense last year versus offense and then defense again this year?
Well, I think it evolves. I think you see it, and we could see it more this year, and I hope we're right, that with the 4 hours we could work with kids in the summer, you could see some things, and then now, after 10 days of practice, I think today's our 10th day of practice, that you can see, okay, we're going to be able to do this, but how do you create points? Like last year, there was no question after 4 weeks of practice, we weren't going to be as offensively efficient as we were with Derek Walton, DJ Wilson, and Zach Irvin. So I said that we're going to have to just spend more time on defense. It's really hard. You're a hell of a coach if you're top 5 in both, top 10 in both. So I said, it's okay. There's a lot of ways to win. And if we're going to slip to what were we, 30 to 50 in offense, we can't be 100 in defense, right? We're not going to have a very good year. So we were able to flip those.
Yeah, Coach. Steve Hellwagon with 24/7 Sports. You went to the national championship game now twice, I think, in 5 years. What's your overall thought? Is there regret, obviously, that a lot of coaches coach for 10, 20 years, never get there, even to a Final Four, and for you to have been there twice and not won it? Or do you look at it and say, we must be doing something right to get to the Final Four, to play for the championship, and if we just stay the course, the Big Ten, will break through at some point?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I think that, my regrets are that I wasn't able to lead those kids to win it. There's absolutely, and I'd say this is honest, I could say anything. It is nothing about me personally. This is not going to define me as a coach or whether I could win this thing. It's about what could I have done better to get Mo Wagner and Duncan and Muhammad and all our guys to championship last year? What could I have done better to get Trey Burke and Tim Hardaway and all those guys a championship as well? This is a thing with our league. We have had, Wisconsin's been there a couple of times. Michigan State's been there. We've been there in these last, half a decade, or last 10 years, and we're right there. This is a referee's call. This is a ball bounced the wrong way. This is an injury away from us winning, and it's that simple. And it will all come back around. Our programs are just too good not to win a national championship somewhere along the line.
Jeff Rapp, JohnsPeaks.com. On the 20-game schedule, do you like it? Would you rather have it be 18 or 16? What are your thoughts on that overall? And also, what are your thoughts on 2 Big Ten games being earlier in the season, late November, early December?
At first I didn't think that I would like the 20 because, but scheduling is so difficult. Trying to get teams to play you home and home and we've been able to really do a good job with that, is really hard. If Jim said we're going to go to 22 or 24, what do you think about going to 26? This is crazy now. I would say, you know what? Let's do it. I mean, scheduling is really, really hard. Right now we have 25 or 26. I think we have 25 Power 5 type of games. Obviously counting the Big East as being in that. And that's really good, but that is hard to schedule and home. Getting home games for your students in December is everything. So the fact that we could, if you were with us with our games last year with home with Ohio State, home with Indiana, away at Ohio State, in that first week in December, packed arenas, it was great. So one of the best moves we've made is play in December and expand the schedule. And who knows where it could go from here.
James Hawkins, Detroit News. John, in regards to the federal trial that's ongoing, were you aware of the allegations that came out about former Michigan receiver Ty Streets, I guess before Tuesday, or were you ever contacted?
Yeah, no, somebody just mentioned that to me, so I don't know enough about it right now.
Right. Is there any concern about any sort of maybe potential violation?
I don't think you ever have to worry about us and that in any area.
Any other questions for Coach? Coach Beilein, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.